currently up here at my job. Uh, 6 in the morning. I'm waiting for my manager to get here. Working at this grocery store type thing. Hope everyone's doing well today. Sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder. I had a spec, what is that? But hope y'all are having a good day. Hope all is well. I'm just out here waiting to get inside so I can clock in. You know, this is the life of a broke rapper. Trying to navigate life, and while at the same time trying to achieve something that has been 6 years in the making. I don't know. Will I make it? I believe so. Do I wish it would come now? Absolutely. I've been doing this for 6 years. I started when I was 20, and now I'm 26, and I've just been back and forth from job to job, working at 9 to 5s that I hate. I don't like working at them. And it's crazy because people love to say that I'm lazy, but it's like I'm not lazy. I just don't like capitalism. I just don't like capitalism like many people. Unless you're like you like being a brainwashed slave, then hey, that's your business. But I want to do something that brings me joy. Creating art, making music that brings me joy. And it's like you only die once. The day when I die, there is no do-over for me. You know what I mean? There's no do-over. I don't get to do this over again. Like, I don't get to relive my life and make different decisions and different choices. Sorry, I'm sweating, y'all. I live in Alabama, and it was a long walk to get to my job, so yeah, type shit. But it's like that when I die, there's no redo. I don't get to. There's no screen that's gonna pop up that's gonna say play again, or would you like to play again? Like, there's nothing like that happening. But my manager's coming, so I'll talk to you later. So I just got off work, right? And I kid you not, managers, like, if anybody that can relate to this knows, managers will play in your face like you stupid, or like you ain't hip to the shit that they do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 26 years old. I have been working since I was 20. I've had multiple jobs, right? I'm not stupid when it comes to how these managers and how these people in these corporations operate. I'm not stupid. I'm very keen and hooked to what they do and the little slick shit they try to do, right? So I, I was gonna be off Thursday, which is tomorrow, and I had a bunch of stuff planned because I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna get paid tomorrow. Probably go somewhere and stuff, and I go open my phone to check the schedule because my manager had to make some schedule changes because unfortunately she had to fire somebody who I know because the person that she fired, like, I knew her son very well before he passed away. And she fired him over some she fired her over some stupid shit. Like, it was an accident. Like, why are you firing her over an accident? It's not like she's done it. She's made that mistake several times. It's an accident. She got scammed by someone over the phone, and she made a mistake. That's all it is. She made a mistake. But they insisted, oh, we got to fire you. And, she was making changes to the schedule. So my thing is that, okay, I was just like, when she said that, I was like, okay, cool. Some was telling me to check the schedule. So, ooh, the fuck is that? I opened my phone to check the schedule. I'm opening my phone to check the schedule. She took me off. Why she got me working fucking Thursday and Friday? I'm like, why you got me working Thursday and Friday? I was supposed to be off tomorrow. What kind of sick shit are you playing? What kind of sick ass game are you playing? So I walk up to her, and I did. I lied to her. I told her that my dad had a doctor's appointment. And my dad does have doctor's appointments. So I told her that. And this is what she gonna look at me and tell me. She gonna look at me and tell me, okay, I told her that when I got home, I would call her and let her know if the doctor's appointment was still a thing. It's still a thing. So I told her, I called her. What am I saying? I'm tripping. I'm getting ahead of myself. So when I tell her that, she then tells me, well, okay, just let me know, and from now on, if you need time off or something, you have to let me know 2 weeks ahead. You should have let me know 2 hours ahead that you were gonna change my fucking schedule. What the fuck? You changed my fucking schedule without letting me know. You just assumed that I didn't have shit going on. You could have changed anybody else's schedule, but no, you fucking picked me. You said, nah, let's pick the fucking new guy. New guy ain't got shit doing. He ain't got shit going on. You didn't even think to ask me, like, hey, Zay, do you want to work Thursday? I wouldn't have said yes. Why am I lying, bro? I wouldn't have said yes. I'd have said, nah, I got something I got to do. It's my off day. Why would I want to come in and work on my off day? And then turn around. She tried to do some slick shit. She's gonna have me work Saturday. So I'd have worked Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and wouldn't have been off till fucking Sunday and Monday. Tweaking. Everybody need an off day. At least one off day. And then you come back in the next day and maybe work 2 days and then you off again. Something like that. God damn. Gotta make the pot sweet. Gotta make the sugar in the pot sweet somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. What the fuck, bro? Like, she is tripping. Oh. She is tripping. I'm like, didn't even have the common courtesy to ask me, was I gonna be working? Or would I be, like, not work, would I be working? But would I be willing to come in? Like, what the fuck? Bro? Like, ridiculous. That shit is absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand. It's like, I hate jobs that do that. Like, why did you think that I was going to be like, oh yes, I'll definitely give up my off day just to come in and work 3 days fucking straight. Oh, that life would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Really? You fucking serious? Like, bro. That shit is crazy. I ain't never seen no shit like that. That's why I hate working 9 to 5s. I mean, do people not understand that you have a life? But yet, like, their quote unquote favorite employees, like, they get special treatment. Like, it's crazy. It was a dude, like, literally, I kid you not, he was gone for like 4 days. He was missing for 4 days. And he just came in today. And I would have thought, okay, maybe he gonna get in trouble for not saying I wanted him to get in trouble, but I'm just saying, like, maybe he would have got in trouble for, not coming in. But he didn't, because he's, favoritism. One thing I've learned working for the last 6 years of my life is that favoritism plays a big part in, like, how you can, like, finesse a job and shit. Like, you can get away with hella shit just because you know somebody, or just because you're buddy with the manager, or an assistant manager. It's a lot of shit you could get away with if you just know people. You can really finesse the system, and that shit is wild. Like, it's just like every day I work, every time I go work at a 9 to 5, it's just the more time and energy I give that 9 to 5. Have to blur that out. The more and more time I give a 9 to 5, it just makes me realize that now more than ever, at this age and in this era of my life, I just need to focus on my dreams, focus on my music, go after it 100%. Put every single dime and penny into every fucking thing. I apologize, y'all, for this video being long, but I gotta get this off my chest. Like, I made an Instagram post not too recently. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw it. And I said this year is going to be the year for me. And I said something along the lines of, I need this more than the air. I need this more than the air I fucking breathe. And I really mean that. Like, dead ass. I mean that shit. Like, I want to succeed more than I fucking need to breathe. Like, this is everything to me. Like, and people that follow me, like, that's been following me for a really long time, y'all know. Like, and that if you're probably watching this, y'all know. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into everything that I do. From the stuff I was doing with the Loud Pack, my EP, which is available on Bandcamp. You can go check that out. Um, to any, like, all the little sling singles that I've released, not little, but singles that I've released: Ebony Over Ivory, um, Daydream, 1767 Southampton Way, and all of my projects leading up to, like, all of my singles and past EPs leading up to Soul Intentions, which is available right now. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's a great project, you know. It's a great project. I put a lot of effort into that project, and I don't know, but it's like I feel like people. I sometimes feel like people didn't appreciate it, and then there's times where it's like I did my thing, I did my best. I put out one of the best projects I've ever released to date, which is true. But with this project, rent due, like, because rent is due, it's like it's a different kind of hunger. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a different kind of hunger and mindset going forward. Like, I understand that, like, there are gonna be people that how I'm doing things in this era of my music career. I understand that there are gonna be people that may not approve or think that what I'm doing is right or how I'm going about it is right. But I think when you've taken, when you're like me, when you're someone like me, and you're someone that has lived a life where you have lost so much in your life, you've lost so many things, you've lost so many opportunities, and you've just taken so many L's. But even though I took so many L's in my life, like, that shit didn't make me bitter. Because it could have made me bitter. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there are times where it's like, I get fucking jealous and shit. I do. Not jealous. Sometimes it's jealousy. But it's not like a hateful kind of jealousy. It's a jealousy. I wouldn't say it's jealousy, honestly. It's more of a feeling of, like, when I see other people and they doing better. All right, now. It's more a thing of when I see other people and they're doing better than me, it doesn't make me go, oh, what do they have that I don't? Or, you know, or that should be me and not them. It's more of a, I gotta work harder. I ain't working hard enough. That's what that feeling is. I ain't working hard enough. Like, damn, they doing all this great stuff and they're achieving all these great things, and I'm proud of them. But it's in the back of my mind. It's like, I gotta get on their level. I gotta work hard like them. I gotta put in the effort like them. I gotta put in that work. I gotta put in that time. I gotta put in that energy. And I think I do believe I put in effort. But what I do believe is that I don't, that my execution with my ideas and my plans have not for the longest time been on point. You know? I hope that what I said made sense or made some kind of sense. But I'm heading to this park that I've recorded in several times. Hopefully it's not a bunch of people in there. And I'm gonna try to get some videos recorded. Well, maybe like 2, possibly. And I will get back with y'all in the next time you see me. You know, low-key, I'm kind of nervous. a little bit for the release of this project. Um, I said that this year I want to start off with a bang when it comes to creating music and creating art. Um, in which I think there's no better way to just like start it off with this project. Especially in like the direction I'm going when it comes to creating music. I said to myself before I released this project, I said that my goal with everything that I put out, I want to treat everything like I'm creating a movie. I want to treat every single release, every single project. I want to treat everything like it's a movie. Every single EP, album, how I'm going to go about doing things from now on is how I want to go about with like my EPs is I want to treat every EP like it's the prequel to the sequel, which is the album. And that's really what it is with this project as well. Is I want to treat it like that. Like that's exactly what this is. Because Rent Was Due is the sequel to a project that is coming out very soon, to be announced. Um, I'm so excited for that project too, but I'm more focused on this project because Rent Was Due. And not only like in terms of how I'm going about releasing music from now on, like especially like in terms of how much energy I put into releasing music, like I want to show people that I'm very serious about putting out music. Like I I I want to release videos every day. I want to release content every single day or every week. I want my face to be on the on every person's For You page so that you never forget about me. Like you never forget like, hey, this dude has been talking about, well, not dude, this person has been talking about this project for the last 3-4 weeks. Like this person hasn't stopped putting out content, putting out anything talking about this album that he's putting out, this EP that he's putting out, this mixtape that he's putting out. So I'm a I think that if I do it like that, I think that what that'll do is it'll have people being like, let me go check out this project just to see what he's talking about. Let me see if it's trash, or let me see if it's, good or bad or whatever the fuck. And like I've been putting in the work with this project. I've been creating content, and I know a lot of artists don't like to put out content and stuff, but how I just treat content and content creating, I treat content creating like I'm creating mini movies or like mini commercials. Because for most people don't know, but like I'm before I fell in love with music, I always loved art. Rather if it was like painting or anything like that, 3D art, or more specifically movies. I'm obsessed with like movies and stuff. So creating movies has always been I've always been obsessed with movies and stuff. Like that was my first love before like rapping and making music. I always liked music, but I wasn't like into it until like 2018. Was it 2018? Nah, it wasn't 2018. No, it was 2018 because I was a junior in high school. Yeah, I was a junior in high school in 2018, and I just always used to be obsessed with movies and stuff. Like I loved movies that just like directors that would come up with like these crazy shots for films and stuff. Like one movie scene that I've always wanted to recreate myself was I want to recreate the scene in Breaking Bad. It's the scene where Jesse, I ain't gonna say that, we gonna say Heron. We ain't gonna say the actual word cuz I ain't trying to get flagged. But and it's like he's floating, and it was so crazy is that like he's floating in the air, and it's like you I know they had a whole big fucking camera crew doing that shit, but I always wanted to do something like that. I always thought that shit was so fucking cool. Um but in 2018, like I just think about that year, like man, I know some people are probably going to be like shaming me because I graduated. I graduated high school in 2019. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Like, yes, I graduated with the class of 2019. Um, what really like made me want to like make rap music and really pursue it, because like I was already like writing rap songs in 2018 and the year prior, but I wasn't like really pursuing it. And like what really just made me want to go after rap music and just like make rap music and make art was it was Mac Miller's death. Mac Miller passed away. um I was coming from school one day, and I'll never forget, I was in my sister's car. I had just got picked up from school, and oh my gosh, the rush of emotions that I was feeling when I just remember my heart sinking to my stomach. Like I there's so many artists that I appreciate the music that they create and the art that they put out into this world. And Mac was really one of those people, because he was one of the first of many artists like that he wasn't afraid to talk about his own vices and his own demons that he was fighting, and his own struggles and battles in life. You know, like I resonated with a lot of other artists growing up at that time, but there wasn't too many, like to me there wasn't like a lot of artists who were getting like super personal with their addictions and their vices and things that they were fighting. And Mac just really spoke to me in that way, because as someone who during that age was just during that year and during that time was just going through so much. And he was just one of those artists that when it came to music, it was like different emotions came out of me when listening to his music. It wasn't just sadness. It was happiness. It was, you know, just a multitude of fucking emotions. And I respected Mac so much because he was just, he wasn't afraid to be vulnerable. Like, he didn't give a fuck about how people perceived him. Like, I feel like he was an artist who truly wasn't afraid to be vulnerable because he felt like other people might see his music and feel like, hey, somebody needs to hear that. Somebody gonna resonate with that song. Somebody's gonna resonate with that album, you know. And I respect him heavily, and know that, like, he's truly missed. And that's why I'm so vulnerable. That's why I'm so vulnerable in my music today. Because of, he's one of the many artists that was like, yeah, I'm vulnerable in my music because of him. Like, I talk about certain things because of him. I talk about certain things not only because of him, but because of artists like Kid Cudi and even, like, I know this might sound cringe to people, but even like Juice WRLD. Like, because he wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, you know? So, I'll never feel ashamed for speaking up about certain things. Rather, if it's certain things going on in the world, or just being vulnerable with my music and talking about how I feel currently. Something that I was just thinking about that just came to my mind a few minutes ago as I was waking up and just walking around my room just thinking and thinking out loud, is that I don't think, like, people that don't make music, like, truly understand, like, why artists like myself make the shift or the jump from putting music out on streaming platforms, going from streaming platforms to other alternative ways of putting out our music. And the thing is that, like, well, for those that don't know, I started, my mind kind of shifted from streaming platforms, you know, back in like 2023. And that was when, like, the real conversation I had, not only with peers, but myself, started to happen. Because I think that as an artist, like, especially at that point in time, like, I realized that when it came to making a living off of my art, streaming platforms, even during that time and now, make it extremely hard to make a profitable living off of my art and other people's art. They make it hard for us to make a living off of our art, and it's so stressful, you know, because I've had so many conversations with so many artists, and there's not an artist that I have not had a conversation with that didn't want to make a living off of their music in some kind of way. Like, there's no artist that I have ever had a conversation with that was like, oh, I don't want to make a living off of my art. No. Every artist I've ever spoken to wanted to make some type of living off of their art. They wanted to do music full time because it brought them joy. It brings them joy. It brings them happiness. Like, I've been on like some of my mutuals and friends, artists who, you know, I've talked to. Like, I've been on their Instagram stories where like they're just having a conversation or they're talking, and they're just like, I see the way that their face lights up when they talk about like just creating music or just making music. It lights their soul up. It brings soul. It not soul, but it brings life to their soul. Life to their spirit. And it's not just a money thing, you know, but as an artist, it would be nice to make a living off of our art. And streaming platforms make it so hard because it's like, in order for you as an artist to even make a certain amount of money, you have to hit this certain threshold just to make a living off of your art. And I always thought that that was crazy. You know, like, in order for you to just make $100, you have to generate 1,000 streams, or like maybe like a couple thousand streams every time. And I was like, what? Like, when I did the numbers, I was like, what? Just to hit, just for me to get $100? Like, I have to hit a couple thousand streams, and I have to hit that number depending on what streaming platform you is, because depending on what streaming platform we're talking about, it's a different number for every streaming platform. So it's like, you have to hit that certain number every time. So you have to hit that number every time. Every time you gotta hit that number. And I thought to myself, I was like, now, wait a minute. Every artist is not going to be generating that amount of streams every time. You know, they're definitely not every artist is going to generate those amount of, you know, streams out the gate. You know, it takes time. And so it's just like, I think it's crazy. It's like, why can't we just make, like, why can't the system be fair, you know, so that artists can make a living off of their music? And it's just crazy that, you know, we have these streaming platforms that make billions of dollars off of the backs of artists. And the fact that they make billions of dollars off the backs of artists and don't even have the decency to like pay us fairly, you know. Because I thought it was crazy when I like found out that, like, for example, with Spotify, I thought that shit was crazy when I found out that, you know, Joe Rogan did, when he did the his Joe Rogan podcast, when he did that, when he struck a deal with Spotify for $250 million, and I was like, $250 million? Wait a minute now. Hold on. So you mean to tell me that you have a bunch of artists, Spotify has a bunch of artists on their platform that literally all of us are making a fraction of a penny off of our art, but yet you don't want to pay us, even though we're not asking for $250 million. We're not asking for that. We're simply asking to be able to make a living off of our work. Like, it's basically a situation of however many streams that amount of streams is worth in money, that's how much we should be getting paid. You know? Sorry. But I feel that, like, that's how a lot of us feel. Like, we're not asking to be paid hundreds of millions of dollars, but however much money the streams are worth in terms of money, that's how much we feel we should be getting paid. Because if it was set up like that, then that would be fair. You know, it shouldn't be like, okay, in order for you to get this amount of money, you have to hit these unrealistic amount of streams out the gate. And it's like, okay, everybody's not gonna make that, you know? Which is crazy, you know? And it's like, some people have literally got, like, told me that, like, what I'm doing is kind of, I wouldn't say crazy, but it's like, some people have just made me feel like what I'm doing is wrong. And I completely disagree. Because I don't think some people understand, like, how hard it is as an artist, you know, to put so much time and energy into whatever it is that you created, and then you put it on this platform hoping that you will make a living off of it, and, you know, you get a fraction of a penny. And it's like, ever since I've started, like, putting my music on these other platforms like Even and Bandcamp, it's like, I remember when I took my entire discography off of, like, streaming platforms, and oh my gosh, like, I kid you not, the like, it's like this weight came off of my shoulders, because I just, as an artist, I feel depressed sometimes. Not depressed sometimes, but at that time when I was putting my music on streaming platforms, I felt so depressed, because it's like, I know how this system is working and operating, and it's like, I know I'm never gonna make a living off of this to where I can actually, like, pursue it full time, because of how this system is set up. And, you know, at that point in time, I was just like, well, let me just go put out another single, or, well, let me go put out this EP, you know, and just promote it consistently, and then da-da-da-da-da. And so, doing that made me feel extremely empty. But when I took my music off streaming platforms, it felt almost as if I, for the first time in a long time, I put the ball back in my court. The power was back in my hands, because as artists, we have to realize that, and no matter who fucking tells you, you have to realize that your music is valuable. It's valuable. Don't ever let nobody tell you that your music ain't valuable. It's worth something. The same people that will tell you that your music is not valuable will be the same people, are probably the same people that can't even do a comparison. But like, don't ever let nobody tell you that your art is not valuable. Don't ever let nobody make you feel bad because you want to make a living off your art. And however you see yourself doing that and making it a reality, go for it. Like, it's crazy, you know. Like, I knew my heart was telling me that I was in the right direction. Even though when I embarked on this journey and took my music off of streaming platforms, I had so many people that were actually like interested in my music and liked my music. I had so many people that just stopped fucking with me. Like, dead ass. Like, stopped fucking with me. Like, they stopped supporting me. They stopped listening to my music. They stopped supporting, like, even if it was just like watching videos that I posted on Instagram or TikTok. Like, they stopped. And it showed me that, like, as some people who are consumers of music, even myself as a consumer of music, I'm not too blind to realize that that person's art is valuable. And if they want to make a living off of it, I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, you're out of your mind, or you're crazy, or like, why should I because it's like, you wouldn't tell a painter who made they made this beautiful painting, and you know, they have a website, right? And they go and put their they go and they put the painting. They have the original painting for a set price, and then they have printed versions of the painting in different sizes, so you can get different sizes, you know, get them framed, get the picture frame for them and everything. You wouldn't tell that artist that painted that painting, this painting, to be like, you know, you should put your painting on this website, and so that way people can have free access to it. You wouldn't tell them that. And it's like, you wouldn't tell them that. And the reason why you wouldn't tell them that is because you don't know how much it cost to buy the paint and the gloss and whatever it is that, or even the brushes that they used to bring that picture, that painting to life. You don't know how much money it costs to get that certain kind of paint. You know, every type of material that they used to paint this picture. You don't know how much it cost to put in the effort, the time, and the energy to create that painting. So if you don't know what it's like, you don't have the right to tell them that they shouldn't put a price on their art because it's valuable. It's a valuable piece of art. Now as someone that creates art, I do believe that when it comes to putting a price on your music, or even a price on your art or whatever kind of art that you create, you should put creating the best quality of art at the forefront of your mind. Because don't expect people to spend money. Let's say, for example, right, you're a chef. Don't expect people to pay money for something that you didn't actually make, but you just, it's like when people bite into your food, you know, you're this chef, and people bite into your food, people can taste and tell the fat. They can they can taste your food and tell that you bought that. Like that chicken that you was serving your customers at your restaurant, they can tell that you didn't make this, you didn't season this chicken, you didn't prepare it. You know, you went and got a rotisserie chicken from your local grocery store or supermarket, and you threw it in the oven and just warmed it up. You know, and you just said that you made it, you know. So what I'm trying to say is that I feel that if you are going to put a price tag on your music, you have to be putting out the best quality music possible. Because nobody wants to come to your restaurant and you saying they come to your restaurant and you're saying and claiming that, oh, I made this shrimp scampi from scratch, but you actually got it from the freezer out of Walmart. But I know and understand that as an artist, I gotta keep going. And I realize and I'm aware that there are people that are going to say that, you know, I shouldn't be doing things how I'm doing. And I don't think that's the case. So well, I mean, you know, the thing is that's funny about this project is that I knew I wanted to put this project out. Like, I always was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this shit out. But it wasn't supposed to. At first, I wasn't gonna put it out as soon as I did. I was like, I'm gonna put it out, but I'm gonna wait a little while, you know, because I really wanted to take some time off, and I'm still going to take some time off just to work on my craft behind the scenes. But I wanted to put something out that just showed that the hunger for this shit. Even though I've been doing this shit for 6 years, and I've had my ups, I've had my downs, I've had my trials and tribulations with this shit, but I wanted to show people that the hunger, after all these years, the hunger has never died within me. Like, the hunger has never been satiated. Like, my hunger has never been satiated when it comes to this rap music. When it comes to creating art, my hunger has yet to be satiated. And I think it's something that can never be satiated. Because you would think that, like, oh shit, after putting out Soul Intentions and literally making a 14 track, not producing it, but, you know, putting together a 14 track album, you know, with the exception of one song, I'll say 13, but, you know, a friend of mine had, Transition Is Real, a friend of mine had gave me the song, and he wanted me to put it on the album. So we'll say we say 14, but it's really 13. But you would think that like after that project, I would be like, oh, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna take a step back and just, you know. But I was still hungry. I remember one day out the blue, like beginning of the year, I went and I found like, I remember every day I had like 14 beats. I had just got like 14 beats. And you know, you like when you go on YouTube and you trying to find some beats, and it's like you trying to find some shit that you can rap to. I remember just going on YouTube and just, sorry if my lights are flickering, y'all. My LED is tripping. But I remember just going on YouTube and like finding a bunch of beats and just rapping over them. Like, it was like a total of 14. Like, I rapped over like 14 beats. And I remember I used to go to this website where it was like a virtual generator. It was like a virtual spin the wheel generator type shit. And I remember I would spin the wheel, and whatever beat it landed on, that was the beat I was gonna rap on that day. And I remember I did that every day. I would just rap over this beat, rap over this beat, rap over this beat, until I had like a whole album. And I was like, I could put this out, but nah, I gotta wait, because this is just like some of my best work. I gotta be patient. So I was like, okay, what could I create in time to like just, you know, keep me occupied, you know. And not only that, but just like I said, you know, just because it's like I said, my hunger was not satiated. I needed to rap. I need to get some shit off my chest. I need to get some shit off my chest. I need to take these words and these feelings and these emotions that I have and put them on paper. I gotta put these words, these feelings that I have in my heart, and put them on paper. And I remember I found a sample for Hey What's... Damn. I remember I had found a sample for Hey What's New. And I just immediately I went to chopping. I started chopping it up. And then I just started putting words to it. I remember I started going to work on it, and I just started chopping it up. And immediately after chopping it up, I just started putting words to it. And immediately, like, I just started chopping it up and just started working on it. Like, after I chopped it up, did a couple things to it, and then I just started rapping on it. And the first couple lyrics started coming out, getting this pressure up on my soul. And from that point on, it was just like I needed every day, like, rather if I'm not making music or if I'm just creating something, I have to do something to keep this hunger alive. Like, it's because it's never died. Most people like would tell me that I'm crazy because, oh, you ain't made no real money off this shit. You ain't made no money. You ain't made no living off this shit. But even though I have not made a living off of this, and I'm not able to do this shit yet full time, the hunger to pursue this has not died within me. It hasn't died. I've been doing this shit. I've been pursuing rap since I was a fucking I've been pursuing rap ever since I was a junior in fucking high school. Like 2018, junior in high school. Like, I have been pursuing this for that long. And the hunger, even to this day, I'm 26 now. The hunger has not died, because the hunger is what keeps me alive. Like, this the ability to get up every single morning and create art is what keeps me alive. It is what keeps me going. And that's why I made these songs on this project, because I wanted to show people that I still got this in me. I'm not ready to let this shit go, and I'm never gonna let this shit go until my dreams come true. And even when my dreams come true, we still gonna go. We going 40 going north. We still doing 60 on the highway. You know what I'm saying? Like, no stopping. I'm not stopping. I gotta keep going, because I know that there is light at the end of this fucking tunnel. Even though I've been in this tunnel for 6 fucking years, but I know in my heart that there is light at the end of this tunnel. And I know there's not a lot of people that fuck with me, but if you, and I say this to anybody that's watching this, if you don't fuck with me, you a hater. I've been, like, you can literally go back and check out projects that I dropped in 2020, 2021, 2022. I've been nice. I mean, I ain't dropped, they weren't the best put together projects, but I'll say this. Like, I really knew I was in my artistry, like, I really knew I was in my own lane with this art shit when I was making music back in like 2022. I knew I was on to something great. From that point on and upward and onward, nigga, top notch. Every single, from that point on, 2022 and on, everything was just fucking magic. Everything was fucking magic. And I tell this to anybody, if you don't fuck with me, like, you really don't appreciate. Most people that say they don't fuck with me ain't never heard a song of mine. Ain't never took the time out to sit down and really just hear some shit that I wrote and really just put together. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Like, I'm really the product. I don't care what niggas think no more. You can, hey, I can't say what I want to say, but hey, I'm the product. I'm really that guy. Like, if you don't believe me, go check out my music. Go listen to it. I'm really the product, nigga. I don't have to act cocky to say that. Like, you could go check out my fucking music and just know that, hey, he's not lying. He's really nice. I may not be the most popular nigga on the planet. I may not be the most popular rapper on the planet. But lyrically, okay, a lot of people will say, okay, bro got a unique cadence. Bro really kind of witty when it comes to putting these words together. And it's like, I'm showing people with this project that even though it's a short and sweet project, you can't deny what I just said. You can't deny it. Because wordplay, storytelling, I'm really the product. I'm really him. I don't have to do too much to show motherfuckers that no more. I don't. But what I will do every single time is show up for me. And if you don't believe me, I'll show you better than I can tell you. Every time. The one thing I want people to take away from this project and take away from me as a person is that no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation I was in life, I continuously, time and time again, take out the time to put in the work and create the best piece of art possible. No matter if I was in a situation where I didn't have a lot of money, I didn't have a lot of resources, I still managed to take what little I had and make something that was big, make something that was timeless in a sense. I've always found a way to, even though throughout my life there have been moments where I have been jobless and literally the only way I could release music was taking money from my unemployment, which in some cases was nothing but maybe a couple $100 or maybe $100 or under that, and still having the time to create some kind of art and putting it out into the world. I want people to know that I am willing to fight for this shit. I am willing to dig my hands in mud if it means that I can pull out gold. That I know that though I have been digging and digging and I have been pulling out nothing but more dirt, I'm willing to dig my hands in dirt, in filth, and pull out gold. I want people to know that with this project, I put in the work, I put in the effort, and for the first time in my life, I can say that I created a project not just because I wanted to get my thoughts off into the world and put them out into the world, but I created something for me. I created a project for me. And though I have in the past created music that I've created music in the past that in some cases I wasn't putting it out just for me. And looking back at that, I feel like that was the reason why my heart wasn't truly into putting in the effort, creating the content, getting in front of the camera, telling people about the project, telling people about why they should go listen to it, showing people why they should go listen to it. But it's different now with this project. It's different now with everything that I've created recently. Is that I'm not doing it for the sake of trying to get people's attention. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to be a part of the satirized game that is this popularity game that we play in the space of not only hip-hop, but in the space of being a creative and being an independent artist. I'm not trying to do this anymore because of popularity. I'm doing this because I'm trying to be as creative as possible and putting my thoughts and my feelings out into the world, not because I'm trying to seek validation, but because I'm doing this for the sole purpose of me. I said that I need this more than the air I fucking breathe. And I still mean that. I need to succeed. Not because I want to be on red carpets. Not because I want to be rich and wealthy. But because when you have lost and taken so many L's as me, and people may think that because of my age, I don't know what loss looks like. But I have lost so much. I have failed on numerous occasions. But yet, I still, somehow, I'm willing to keep going. Because my hunger, my love, and my passion for just creating and being an artist has never been satiated. It's never been satiated in the past 6 years of creating. It hasn't been satiated to the point to where I'm just comfortable with what I've put out. I've never been in that point where it was like I can just take a rest. I can't. Because creating music, creating art, taking ideas that I had in my brain and bringing them to life, it brings me joy. It keeps me alive. It brings something out of my soul that no one can bring out of me. There's no better feeling than finding a beat, finding something, or seeing something and wanting to bring it to life in my own unique way, or incorporate it in my own way. I hope that when people go listen to this project, they know that a lot of love was put into everything that was created. A lot of authenticity was put into everything that was created. And I want to end this off by saying that no matter the success of this project, because I know that regardless of whatever happens, I am still here to say that I am successful. Because I have been doing music for 6 years and have been continuously putting out project after project, single song after song, and I'm still here. So that's enough. That is success in itself. I may not be in the position that I want to be in, but I promise you, when it is all said and over, when it is all said and done, my name and my work ethic and my entire discography will go down. Not only my discography, but my impact that I made in the world will not only be legendary, but it'll be infamous. Myself on the road, taking these steps, gotta put a little pep in my footwork if I wanna go the extra mile. I'm not eager to get to the finish line, but I'll be damned if I don't win the race. I just wanna taste from the picture of success, but they handing out cups to the industry plants. These niggas tiny like ants, man, but I'm the biggest giant on the field, a tyrant with the balls. We heard your shit, Brody, that track went 4 times.